recording.
Thank you. Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Hampstead Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Tonight is Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. Would you please do a roll call?
Sharon Callahan.
Here?
Luke Onier.
Here.
Charlie Overmeyer.
Here.
Deborah Painter.
Here.
And Barb Yeager.
Here. All persons are reminded that this session is being recorded on tape as required by law for the preservation of records, and are asked when providing comment to give their name and address, and all persons in attendance are requested to print their name and address and affiliation on the sign-in sheet that's at the front door. The first item on the agenda are minutes approval. We have 2 minutes approval tonight, one for the public hearing held April 23rd, and the other one for the regular commission meeting that same date. May we have an approval, please, for the public hearing minutes?
Make a motion to approve.
May I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? So approved. And then the next one is for the regular commission meeting, April 23rd, 2023. May I have a motion to approve that one?
So moved.
May I have a second?
Seconded.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
So approved. Next on the agenda, zoning administrator update.
Just got a few things. First, the water system modernization centralization project. Not a whole lot happened since this time last month. The grant agreement did get approved by the town council and was sent down to MDE. They now have everything that they need from us to take our EPA loan to the Board of Public Works to get the formal funding approval. We were going to go on in the end of May, but MDE moved it back so that they could get everything together on their side. We're now going to the Board of Public Works on June 11th. This is the same as last month. The construction plans are still being reviewed by MDE, and we hope to go to bid for the water treatment plants basically in early June. We received 3 bids for the water treatment plant construction inspection services. We've narrowed that down to 2 firms. We've checked into some references. We've done some background checks. We met with one of the companies yesterday, and just with some follow-up questions. We're meeting with the other firm next week, and we hope to have a decision that we can go to the council at their June meeting to get approval. As far as projects, same deal. Tractor Supply, Weiss Gas and Go. They both resubmitted their plans to Carroll County Stormwater Management. Hopefully everything's good now, and we can get the approvals.
Car wash. What's going on with them?
The car wash is not happening.
Oh.
I'm sorry. There were some issues with, as we were told by the developers, with water usage. When they first came to us, it was they would have the water for the car wash would be all collected stormwater, and they would basically have a well as a backup in case of drought. Well, the last meeting we had with them, they were going to need 60% of the stormwater and 40% potable water through the town.
Just big difference.
Yeah, just a little bit. And of course, we're like, no, I'm sorry, that's way over the allocation for that property. I'm not sure that was everything, but anyway, at that point, they decided to call it a day, and they sent a letter to the property owner, said we are no longer pursuing this project. Thank you very much. So the car wash is done. Hopefully, somebody else will take a look at that property soon. It's a great property, and we'll have something else in the works.
Certainly great location.
Yeah, yeah. And so yeah, Tractor Supply and Weiss Gas and Go. Talked to both of them in the last month. You know, they're one thing that's difficult is they're both working from out of this area. Tractor Supply is in North Carolina. Weiss Gas and Go is up in Pennsylvania. And when you're not familiar with Carroll County, sometimes it's a little more difficult to get your plans through. I know that they both have now sat down and had virtual meetings with stormwater management to hash everything out. So hopefully this is the good one. And once they get that, they can come right back here and get concept approval and move on to final.
One other question related to the car wash backing out and Pizza Hut and the Wise Gas and Go. Not so much Tractor Supply because it was an open field. But who's maintaining those properties? Because they're starting to look a little,
They both received letters telling them to cut their grass on the
Okay.
regular.
because it's getting a little jungle-ish.
Yeah, so we're familiar with the owner of the old New Windsor State Bank.
So revert back to them.
Yeah, it goes back to them, that they have to maintain it. And Pizza Hut sent them a letter last week saying, hey, cut your grass, cut the weeds.
Well,
So
they're gone, right? But they still own.
They
I guess.
still own the
Okay,
property,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me, can I ask a question, please? The junkyard,
Across the street,
what's the deal with that?
I really have no idea. That's in the county.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's really great.
I stare at it at least 3 times a day.
You're
and
talking
say-
about the one right there in the corner of Broadbeck Road?
Correct.
Yeah, I have
I stare
no
at it and
idea.
say, why?
Yeah, exactly.
What and why? Okay, I thought I'd ask. No grass to cut, but lots of parts.
Yep, so
Okay.
just one last thing. You may have noticed Elizabeth looks a little different this evening.
Yes, yes. I kept staring.
So Elizabeth, unfortunately, has left us. She's gone back into her former field, which was cell towers and permitting for cell towers. Evidently, she's very good at it. We knew that from the work she did with us as far as cell towers. And a company came and pursued her and offered her basically a position she could not turn down.
Wow.
So we wish her the best. In the meantime, we're in the process of hiring an administrative assistant. And Christina is going to leave that position and come up at least as a acting assistant zoning administrator. And she's very familiar with the permitting process already. It'll be a good fit. So welcome aboard.
Well, congratulations.
And that's it.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions, comments? Okay, next on the agenda, approval of a sign application, Little G's Diner, 1365 North Main Street. This is exterior signage.
So basically, everyone's familiar with the property. It used to be the Hampstead Diner. They're just, basically all it is they're swapping out the panel. The light box is the existing light box from when it was Hampstead Diner. So it's basically just what the message is in that sign. It fits all the size, the type of sign, the illumination, everything is fine with the town code. It's all in conformance. Anything to add?
Just that, Jim, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, you did have no checked on one of the boxes here. Is this proposed signage based on the approved site plan?
Correct, because there's no site plan associated with this. That would be, I'd say yes for that if it was, say, the signage for Tractor Supply. So,
Any other questions or comments? I'm assuming you're the owners.
We are, I am. I'm
Can
Chris.
you
This is-
introduce yourselves, please,
Yeah, I'm Chris Coyle,
and your address?
1365 North Main.
Thank you. Comments about the signage?
No, it's just a replacement. Are you putting anything in that window at all? Or is it just the sign up top?
I'll probably put something on the door with like the hours or the menu link or something like that. I don't intend to do anything at this time with the windows at all.
Nothing with lights or anything, nothing aside from that, just we replaced the one up front and the one on the road that was already there.
What are the hours you're open?
We're gonna do 6 to 3 for right now. And
Okay.
We'll see if there's any feedback for dinner, but we don't have plans right off the bat, but if the town pushes forward and really wants it, we'll take a look at it.
5 days a week, 6 days a week?
6.
6, Monday through Saturday.
No,
What?
off Monday, every other day but Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When are you opening?
We're hoping for July. Best case scenario, some soft like reservation invite only maybe the last week of June. The floor is getting done now. We had a small hiccup with some of the product being ordered and didn't get shipped on time. So hopefully they'll wrap that up by Friday, latest Monday. After that, everything should go through. So we have a lot of items on our list.
A lot of excitement around town too. I mean,
Yes,
I can tell you that
everybody's very, very well.
the diner was a very,
We got a lot of feedback at Hampstead Day.
Oh, I bet you did, yeah.
is there a sign on the road for, that has all the
There's a sign in that monument, yes,
Yeah.
there is.
monument? That was the word I
Yes.
was looking
Yeah,
for.
and so basically that probably got lost in the shuffle between me and Elizabeth. What we can do, so that monument sign out on Main Street, it's the same, you have a copy of it? Do we see it?
This was before, so the white insert was already there, we just put the finals on
Okay, so if you guys
it. It
want to
matches the picture.
take a look at this, and then we can simply add it to the sign approval, since it's very cut and dry. Yeah.
Jim,
Oh,
at the last
okay.
meeting, you had said that they kind of jumped the gun on something, put something up before the approval. It was a
Yeah.
sign.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the Board of Zoning Appeals hearing, and that was very confrontational. Yeah, there was no questions asked. I think it was, the use of the property as a restaurant went right through.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's,
Wasn't intentional, we just weren't aware of it.
Just didn't know the procedure. I just wanted to make sure, this was,
it's all good.
it's all good.
What's that sign out on the street? What's that called again?
Monument.
I couldn't think, my
I know,
brain went
that's
dead.
what I just said. I
My
said the
brain
thing
went-
on the road.
Yeah, right.
Previously a restaurant, they still have to get that approval done as a new
Getting
one.
old, honey.
Because they
That's
go
my
on-
excuse. What's yours? You're too young.
Well, it looks
Okay.
great, and there's definitely been a lot of chatter about having a diner.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it.
You may be familiar with their food truck.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Yep.
Does it also go by Little G's, the food truck?
Yeah, no, the
No.
food truck's called Bebo's Mac Shack, it's a macaroni and cheese inspired.
Goodness.
Never had.
There's another potential
That's like my
customer for
favorite.
you.
Do you not
of
go
all
to
time.
Food Truck Tuesdays?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, the Hampstead food truck we do every,
Yeah, you know what, I have that.
I think it's the last Tuesday of the month, or is it?
Every other.
I thought it was every
Oh,
other.
you only do it once a
They
month?
could
every
rotate
other-
'em.
Yeah, they have a rotation that they put us in, yeah. Yep,
I have to ask, Little G? Who's Little G?
our son. His
Okay,
name's
I
Grayson.
figured as much, but I wasn't sure.
And he's got red hair and blue eyes, so.
Nice.
That's
fun.
adorable. That's nice. Great. Okay, any further discussion or questions?
Oh, but I'm hungry now.
I know, yes. I didn't have dinner either, and
didn't
breakfast
either.
wasn't so good, so I'm looking forward to this. Okay, we need first an approval of the sign application for the main signage for Little G's Diner, 1365 North Main Street. Again, the exterior signage. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
To what? You're the first. Now, second, please.
Yeah, I second the motion.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so approved. The next approval is for the sign application, actually, for the signage that's already there, or for the monument sign for Little G's Diner, same address, 1365 North Main Street. May I have a motion to approve, please?
Motion to approve.
And a second?
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so approved. And welcome, I can't wait to eat there. Okay, next on the agenda, approval of Town of Hampstead PFAS Treatment Centralization Project Final Site Plan.
We'll let Jason handle this for the most part, where it stands. He'll go over, I guess, where it is with the county.
Evening. Jason Leno, I'm with GMB, reviewing with the PFAS treatment centralization project, final site plans. Just in your packet, you've got copies of a number of permits that have been approved already through the county, which include the health department, the ADA compliance, looking through from planning and land management, final stormwater management approvals, also soil conservation. The two areas that we're still waiting on approvals for, we've got forest conservation, which had a couple comments to to modify how we were approaching, instead of doing a forest bank, just increase the forest conservation area that we were doing underneath of another site. So we've adjusted that and got that back to them in terms of, so we're waiting on review for that for approval. Utilities had a couple questions in terms of some notes.
Can we back up there for 1 second? You said instead of doing a forest bank, you're adding to another project. Does that mean you intended to put trees there and they're no longer going to be there?
No, it's the one site that we didn't have room to put any other trees into.
Oh, there wasn't room.
So it was just
Okay.
looking to use a forest bank. We didn't originally, underneath the project, we didn't originally intend to do a forest conservation area. But that through the release of the forest conservation underneath the pipeline project, we ended up having to offset that and did that underneath the Shiloh site.
Okay, so you just balanced it out, but there was no intent to,
Yeah.
and no space, it sounds like you're saying. to-
Yeah, so we had just looked to do that offset area originally under Shiloh, and still had that forest bank area underneath the dairy. So one of the comments was to, instead of doing the forest bank, just increase the conservation area. That way it just offset the entire project, which made sense. We modified the plans accordingly and got those back to them, so that they're under review now.
Just curious, thank you.
Yeah. Utilities has had some notes that they asked for some modification to update the language and details to their updated standards. They had a couple of questions just in terms of labeling the limits of public and private between town ownership, county ownership. I want a couple profiles. So there were some modifications, some drawings we had to do to address those comments. We got those back to them, so we're just waiting on review for those to get approval from those as well.
Yeah, so they went back to the county they were submitted, or they were distributed on the 20th of May, so it's been just over a week. I'm expecting we'll hear something within the next week, I would hope. I mean, it's very simple reviews. So what we would like to do to not hold this up anymore, because this is one of the pieces that we need to get MDE approval before it goes to Board of Public Works, is if we could do an approval of the site plan tonight. And if you'd feel you could do it contingent on Carroll County Forest Conservation and utility approvals. I don't like normally doing contingencies with site plans, but the difference with this is it's a town project. If something goes wrong, the town's gonna fix it, the town's gonna have to fix it anyway. It's not a private developer where if we went through this and somehow it went through and something happened and they backed out, we're stuck with it. We're already stuck with this whether we like it or not. And there's no public works agreements or no legal package that's needed with it. It's simply, gonna go. And of course, we cannot get approval from MDE until Forest Conservation and Utility sign off. We're just trying to save some time.
Well, anybody have any discussion about that, or any reason why we couldn't just go ahead and approve it? Any thoughts about
Well, I
it?
think Jim's suggestion is to say approval. The motion could be to approve contingent on resolution of the.
Well, that was the question I had, I'm sorry, but did you want to,
Yeah, because that way it's not really official until those two approvals come through.
Okay.
What it's gonna do, it's gonna save having to come back at the end of June if these approvals come through in the first week of June. So then it's
Okay.
wrapped up then.
I'm gonna throw that in where.
yeah, so it's going to be contingent upon the forest conservation
And utility.
and utilities approval.
So you are expecting that to come fairly quickly? That's-
Absolutely, yeah,
okay.
yeah. I mean, I checked today
okay with
twice
me.
because I thought it may be there.
I checked also.
No
you wanna run back one more time?
Hold on.
Now, we've got clearance in terms of the permitting for that. Dairy was the only site that had any concern about that, but that was cleared through MDE.
Okay,
Okay,
so
thank you very much. Well, let's make a motion, please.
make a motion to
go ahead.
approve the PFAS treatment centralization project final site plan approved based on the contingencies on the forest conservation and the utilities.
May I have a motion, please?
Oh, she made the motion.
I need a second.
Second.
Yeah, Charlie seconded it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
All right,
So approved.
Aye, sorry.
Did you change your mind?
No, I'm good, sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
One more curiosity question. Wasn't there some change recently where federally they changed the levels of acceptable PFAS for something? I thought I saw an article in the news.
They backed off on wastewater. So,
Is that what,
Yeah,
okay,
the clean water side, they've looked at back.
so that has no effect whatsoever, okay.
that's our feeling is once
I think
they,
you're right, it was wastewater now.
yeah, and once they came out with that and they didn't touch potable water, you know, that would be a very bad PR move to do, so.
There was some change in the regulations also about the different types of PFAS, and they were changing it to only be, to keep the
Correct.
NCLs for the
FOA.
PFOS and PFOA. But some of the other strains of PFAS, I guess we'll say, they weren't gonna enforce limits on those.
Yeah, the hazard index chemicals that they're looking at.
I saw it, but I didn't dig that deeply, but I knew I could get a quick.
Now, my phone tells me everything in the world now about PFAS.
Because you thought it and then it
Yes,
appears.
exactly.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Next on the agenda, Carroll County Department of Planning update. That would be you.
Good evening, Planning Commission. Just a couple quick things. All municipal planning and zoning commissions have approved their specific information for the spring 2025 water and sewer amendment that this planning commission approved your part for Hampstead. That is proposed to go before the Carroll County Planning and Zoning Commission, request to be forwarded to the Board of County Commissioners on April 17th. And just a reminder that if there is any fall 2025 amendment, that will be due August 1st. For text amendments, the Board of County Commissioners have sent several text amendments to the Planning and Zoning Commission for their review and recommendation. These include revisions to the county's employment, campus district, adequate public facilities, and solar development requirements. These amendments will be considered by the Planning and Zoning Commission at their June and July meetings. For master plan update, right now, I think I mentioned this to you all last month, that there are 3 work groups that have formed and have been meeting: economy, agricultural, and housing. I'm leading up the economic development work group. We've had 2 meetings, and we will have the next one on June 12th. And actually, that is all I have. And if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Questions, comments? Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Is there any other business to discuss tonight? The only thing I'd like to say is, just for the record, how wonderful Hampstead Day was, and to thank everybody that had anything to do with, involved within the town of Hampstead, and of course, the Lions Club and the community. I couldn't get over how many people were there. It was really exciting to see that. Very proud of the town. It was great. So thank you for that. Aside from that, any other public comment?
I think the attendance to the, at the War Memorial for
Yes.
Memorial Day was huge. It was probably the largest attendance I've ever seen. So
I was
that
away.
a
It
nice-
was-
Oh, you were there?
I was sorry I missed it.
It was a nice little service recognition for our veterans.
I think they do a wonderful job every year, but I'm thrilled to hear it was even better attended this
Very
year.
well.
That's wonderful. Okay, any other comments? Okay, thank you. Then we need a motion, please, to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
And a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? Meeting adjourned. Thank you so much. Much appreciated.
Everybody's looking at